So what's Pikachu, by the way?
Pikachu, it's talking Pikachu. It's lovely talking Pikachu that says things.
So Tikachu? It talks? Tikachu?
Pik- Pikachu. He goes, oh, it works.
You're putting your hand up its ass. Nice.
It's where the little button is. His
This
little
is
mechanic.
going to be a blooper, by the way, in the video.
Oh my god, it
Keep touching it.
worked.
Yeah, keep pushing its buttons.
I know. Isn't it nice?
Anything else?
3DS games. This is much trickier than the Wii U because you can justify a lot of Wii U games to go to the Switch because it sold so poorly. But the 3DS has sold over 65 million.
Yeah.
And I think that would sting a few people more because it's most likely these games are being played a lot. I wouldn't port New Leaf over by Animal Crossing to the Switch because number one, there'll be a new game being made. Number two, it's already sold 10 million.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the issue that I would have with it. But there might be some little games like Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon, or those smaller games, or Yoshi, Poochie Woolly World, that did okay, but could probably perform better.
Yeah.
On a console that will sell well. So I would sort of look at some of your Nintendo games that didn't quite sell as well. So anything that sells like 8 or 10 million, I would just go, we probably don't need that for the Switch. Enough 3DS owners have bought it. We don't want them to buy a Switch console and they just look at the games as like, but I've got them all on the 3DS and it's probably cheaper to buy it on the 3DS in that regard.
Yeah.
But you have some suggested
No.
3DS games? No, you don't.
No.
Okay. No, not really.
The video's finished now. I don't care anymore. Anyway, I'm only messing. I think Nintendo will revive this game a little bit. Steel Diver.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because they released it for the second one. What was it? Sub Wars or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that was interesting. Instead of the levers and using the stylus and
yeah. It might come, because I actually thought it'd be perfect for the Wii U, like using the gamepad as your cannon, if that makes sense. Control where the rocket is going.
And you can sort of see where you're going up on above the ocean.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I guess it's something they could. If they're going to do it for the Switch, they'll have to flesh it out a lot.
Yeah.
I think that would be the way. But I'm not too sure if it's a franchise that they may be interested in expanding. It really depends. Like, if a few of the dev people at Nintendo get inspired and they want to do something with Steel Diver, then that's what happens there, I guess. In terms of they find some very odd ideas and put them together, and a lot of the time it works for them.
Yeah.
It was very highly creative people. So if it was any company that could turn a game like Steel Dive into something more fleshed out, then maybe give it to the people that made Splatoon, the young squad.
Yeah.
They might be able to come up with something creative in that regard.
Yeah, there is actually some connection with Steel Diver and Star Fox, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. Some character is some connection with the Star Fox universe, but
oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. You should look that up.
There you go. There's a connection.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about Steel Diver. Getting I think, as I said, they need to probably make it a bit more in depth and more interesting as it was on the 3DS. I think the second attempt that I downloaded was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was better than the first one, I think.
Yeah. It was definitely better. So they're sort of tracking better over time with that sort of thing. So, but yeah, that's all I I can really say on the game on Still Diver, I suppose. Let me think of other games that I wouldn't mind seeing a port of. 3DS games. I would not be surprised to see something like Pokemon Shuffle on it. That's probably a pretty easy, quick port to do. Hang on, but without the touchscreen, it makes it very hard, doesn't it? When it's in TV mode.
I haven't really played much, so I kind of deleted it after, to be honest.
Yeah, but then again, there must be like Tetris type games on home consoles.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Yeah, I guess they could work away. But yeah, that's one possibility. I would like to see, if they're not making a new version of Luigi's Mansion, then they can port Dark Moon over. Add some features to it, that sort of thing. Improve the graphics, make it even nicer and prettier. I think that's something that could be improved as well. Other franchises, Kirby, they could do.
I hate Kirby.
Portal 2. You hate Kirby is awesome.
No. A little pink blob, whatever the hell it is.
So they could do a port of that or two, but I would be very concerned about porting too many 3DS titles over, because I think most people played those games.
Yeah.
And I think it would be best for Nintendo to produce new games of the series and things like that. They could port over old Pokemon games and things like that. But I'm not too sure that would be the best decision, because we've heard rumors about maybe a Pokemon Sun and Moon port or Pokemon Stars. But I don't know. There it is, Sun. I got the Sun and Moon. I got the same ones on the back too. I don't know. They could do it, maybe. What do you think of bringing X and Y and Sun and Moon on the Switch? Would it make sense?
I prefer Sun and Moon, to be honest, over X and Y, big time.
Yeah.
I think they should bring it over, to be honest, just to get like a bigger fan base, user base.
Yeah, either that or sequel, like they did Black and White 2.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool of a game. So that's what I think should sort of happen. I think new Pokemon should be coming out, if not in the first year, but at least the first 18, 24 months.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that you'll be able to connect to Pokemon Bank and all that sort of thing. I think that would be important too. But who knows? I might have news on it at E3 about Pokemon. I wouldn't be surprised if they start talking about what Pokemon games you'll see on the Switch by then.
Yeah. Now, I'm wondering, will Nintendo port over this series over? Now, forget the last word on this box, but the first two are important. Metroid Prime.
Oh, yeah. I got the demo of that game when I first bought the DS.
Yeah, same, yeah. It's pretty cool, actually.
I couldn't help looking over the original DS and go, it looks nice, but it just looks like a prototype in terms of the design of the console. And then they fixed it all up with a very lovely DS Lite. Metroid Prime Hunters, did people like that game?
I think so, yeah. Well, I personally liked it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a possibility. I think that would be a nice port to do. If the production of making the new Metroid, and I think they are making something like that, is taking a little longer, then maybe a port of that might be nice to fill it in as a sorry for Federation Force, sort of message to it. So I think that's a possibility, and there's maybe other Metroid games that they could port over too, but from older consoles or sort of reimagined and beefed up. So, but yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing something like that on there. Yeah, it's been long enough. That would have been 11 years ago. So I think that's about the right time to do like a remake or an improved version of that game. Yeah.
Yeah. Now there has been talk of Take-Two and Nintendo, and I would love to see a HD release of this on the Switch, or even maybe something of the latest installment, which is GTA Chinatown Wars.
Okay. I think that could be interesting. They could do the port, but I'm not too sure if Take-Two would be interested at all
Yeah,
and port it over. If I was Nintendo, I would be getting on my hands and knees and trying to get GTA 5 over and just do anything in order to get that game over. I know it's a few years old, but it doesn't matter. That game is still in the top 10 bestsellers for PS4, and GTA Online makes a bajillion amounts of money for them.
Yeah,
and the chance for people to play GTA 5 in portable would be a big selling point, I think.
Imagine that, playing GTA with your friends on the go, a full experience.
Playing on the bus, like that. Now, there might be issues about taking on the go and not be able to play it online, but I think people wouldn't care that much.
Like even local connection would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And there's Wi-Fi services all around the place. You know, there's a Wi-Fi service on my bus. So you could still technically play the game. May not be good, the connection here in Australia. But yeah, I think that's what I would be doing if I was Nintendo. Try to move heaven and earth to get probably the biggest game in the last few years. At least the last 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
To get that over.
Now, I'm surprised Namco hasn't announced anything, well, to my knowledge anyway, with Ridge Racer, because they released something on the DS at launch and for the 3DS as well, if I'm correct, near enough to launch. But they haven't announced anything for Switch.
Okay. Well, I think there will be a lot more announcements around E3. I think there are definitely, announcements that Nintendo are pulling back for now because they're in a sort of odd spot because they don't want to tell you all the games that's coming out because, 3 months after launch, there's E3.
Yeah.
And last year's offering was pretty thin in terms of, Wii U games and 3DS games coming out. We were all sort of excited for Sun and Moon back then. So I think you may hear something about Ridge Racer, and I'm sure that other dev studios will be probably coming out with info about that. So you might see something there. That might be your best bet in terms of that. And I think releasing the Switch in March is a good idea because when Odyssey comes out and games like that, you're not running around and rushing to get a console because you already own it.
Yeah.
So all the Christmas shortages, imagine Nintendo tried to release it in November and the 2 million sells out like that, and little Timmy doesn't have a console for Christmas. So yeah, I think that will work itself. But Ridge Racer, you might hear more news on E3 or later on, but who knows?
Yeah,
what will happen with it.
Interesting to see. And there's a game, I remember I was talking about it before, Ironfall Invasion for 3DS. Last time we talked about it. And the developers, VD Dev, actually, they said they may do something, an Ironfall, I guess a remaster for the Switch in 2018. But who knows, because they still have to finish off Rise, Raise to Future, that's coming out this year.
Okay.
So
I haven't heard much about that game. You might need to fill me in about that new game that they are making.
Yeah, the racing game. Basically, like it was going well, and then unfortunately one of the developers died last year. He passed away. So that kind of held things back. Understandable. And what the hell was that? But that flash there. Stranger Things is happening. Literally.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but
it's
interesting.
It's a shame that's happened. With Ironfall Invasion, it was a good game. I think it was very ambitious for the console, and I'm sort of impressed on how they actually got a first-person shooter on the 3DS. The Switch would be a lot easier for them because there's actual 2 thumb sticks in that.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that I was a little negative about the game was the plot was pretty as generic as they come.
Yeah.
So they could hire me as a writer and I could make a gas storyline. But apart from that, the gameplay was pretty cool. I think some of the limits of the 3DS was probably an issue. But I think with the Switch, if they do make an enhanced version or even a new game of it, I think that could be really good. You know, push up the graphics, work on a bit of it. Yeah, I think it could be that, you know, serious first-person shooter that hopefully would be exclusive to the Switch, would help Nintendo out.
Yeah. Now, I think like VD Dev are, you know, 3 guys. Well, I don't know how many's on the team now because I think they might have got someone else to help them, you know, along with the development of for Rise. But these are guys who actually push the technology to the limit and actually get these beautiful results. Like you see how beautiful Ironfall is on 3DS for what the guys can do, you know.
Yeah, it's they do remind me a little bit of, you know, the people behind Fast RMX in terms of they just have this knack of pushing the boundaries of the graphics and hardware and things like that. So there's good potential there in the future for them, and I'm looking forward to see what they can do next.
Yeah.
They can do things for the Switch, and I'll probably definitely be having a look into them.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to
add? Anything else to add? Well, no, not that I can think of. I think we've covered most things, and 3DS was a great console, I think.
Yeah.
But I know that Nintendo's not saying they're replacing it, but I think that you will see this year some good games come out for it. But I think 2018 onwards, if the Switch is successful, you'll start to see the support for it drop a lot. But it is 6 years old, so it's had good support. It's had a lot of great games, right?
You haven't played Tank Troopers, have you, on 3DS? That only came out there last week before.
No.
No. I wouldn't be surprised if that came out the Switch later on, maybe next year or something. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think if you're releasing any games on the 3DS, especially the Wii U this year, I think they should consider bringing it over to the Switch.
Yeah.
I know there's some still new games coming out for the Wii U, and that may be just to keep promises with people. But yeah, I would, you know, consider looking at if those games are appropriate for the Switch, the genres and things like that, and sales, and for them to look into, is this a good fit for us or not?
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't put any new games on the Wii U myself. I would probably be moving on to the Switch and maybe the 3DS if a good opportunity came up. So yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
That's all right.
Yeah. That's the outro.
Yay.
Yeah.